sedimentation. So if you can find a spot to look over at our model, so this is sort of how the plant is laid out. Our primary process sort of happens up along this end, so these blue little bits in here, you've got our core screen, so removing any bigger particles with the flow coming in. You've got your fine screen, so removing smaller things like corn and anything that our core screens have missed. All of that gets sent to our bins, and the water moves on to the grit tanks. So the grit tanks are aerated, they settle the grit goes to the bins as well, it's washed, it's kept. We're trying to find beneficial use for the grit at the moment as well. Moving along to our sedimentation, not too fancy up in here at Malabar, but essentially all that water goes through our 6 sedimentation tanks. We gather the sludge at the bottom, it's pumped through to our digesters, so that's the 3 big circles you see at the end there. So we've got 2 primary digesters, 1 secondary digester that does most of our solid treatment, produces heaps of biogas on days that it's happy, which is most of the time, hopefully. And that gas is split into, at the moment, well, before Gemina, we had it going to our cogeneration plants, so producing heat and recovering heat and producing electricity for reuse on the plant. And the rest of it was getting fled, so if we had spare gas, that was fled through our waste gas burners. At the moment, now that we have our Gemina plant, which is not on this map, it's a bit older, that gets fed to Gemina, all of that gas that would be getting flared, and gets treated in their compound. They'll go over that, so they've got scrubbers, carbon membranes, all sort of fancy equipment, and their specs of treating that gas is a lot finer than ours because it gets injected back into the gas grid. So super cool stuff. The solids that come from the processed sludge